If tongue and lip ties were just a tissue problem, then why do so many babies still struggle after they are released? Why do adults with no visible ties still deal with airway issues, jaw pain, poor posture, or chronic tension? The truth is, ties are rarely the root problem. Tension is. And here's something else that no one else tells you, is that when your baby with a tongue tie also has reflux or colic, constipation, or can't sleep laying flat, the tie isn't the whole story. It's a sign from your baby's nervous system that it's stuck and in stress mode. This is the problem that goes deeper than tongue ties and lip ties themselves. Research shows about 1 in 10 babies have a tongue or lip tie. But when we see a baby with feeding challenges, digestive issues, sleep disturbances, and constant crying, that's not 4 separate problems. That's one nervous system showing up in 4 different ways. Yes, the revision addressed the tissue, but the nervous system tension remained. The body will recreate the restriction. It's not a surgical failure. It's your baby's body trying to protect something deeper. This entire video is for parents who did everything right. You researched, you found the right provider, you followed all the protocols, you did all the post-surgery stretching, and your baby is still struggling. Or maybe your child is now a toddler or older, and even though the ties were revised, they're still struggling with things like speech delays, sensory issues, motor tone challenges, jaw or airway tension, poor coordination, chronic immune or gut issues. The list goes on and on. This video is for you. Here's the truth. Neurological tone dictates soft tissue tone. So when your baby's nervous system is stuck in stress mode, what we call sympathetic dominance, muscles through the body stay tense, including these tiny, delicate muscles and facial tissues around the tongue and the jaw. Think of your nervous system as a car. You got a gas pedal, which is our sympathetic system. This speeds things up, builds tension, and puts the body on high alert. And then you've also got the opposite of that. You have a brake pedal, and that's the parasympathetic system. This calms, regulates, and helps the body rest and digest. In so many babies, the gas pedal is stuck on, it's floored, and the brake pedal is disconnected or barely working. And that's why a baby with a tongue tie might also struggle to do very simple things that we think that babies should just be able to do. Things like sleep and poop and nurse calmly, stay regulated. It's not just the tissue, it's a whole body stuck in protection mode. So where does this stress and tension begin? This is something that we call the perfect storm. It starts during pregnancy. This is when mom is under stress, physically, emotionally, chemically stressed. That stress then travels through the umbilical cord, just like a power cord. It wires the baby's entire nervous system for stress. Then comes birth. Even a smooth, picture-perfect birth places pressure on the baby's delicate spine and cranial bones. But when there are things and interventions like inductions, epidurals, forceps, vacuum, C-section, Pitocin, you name it, the stress gets magnified. And actually, research shows that up to 90% of newborns have misalignments in the upper cervical spine after a very routine birth. And that's where the vagus nerve lives, the nerve that controls tongue movement, swallowing reflexes, digestion, breathing, sleep, emotional regulation. When that system is stressed, the tongue tenses, the gut spasms, the baby cries, and no one puts the whole picture together. So here's the missing piece. If you release the tie, but don't address the underlying nervous system tension, function doesn't fully change. The body doesn't know how to relax. Posture stays tight and rigid, breathing patterns still stay shallow, and sleep and digestion stay disrupted. But here's the hope, and we see this every single day in our practice. When we support the nervous system first, everything else will shift. That's where neurologically focused chiropractic care comes in. At our office, we use Insight scans to measure the nervous system's function. We look at thermal patterns, we look at muscle tension, we look at heart rate variability. These 3 scans, these 3 tests, they show us exactly where the stress is stuck. Then we use gentle, specific adjustments to help your baby's body release that stress, and that allows them to reset the balance between that gas pedal and the brake pedal. Now, the side effects to a regulated nervous system, we call them positive side effects: better sleep, better digestion, calmer feeds, less crying, better co-regulation, bigger and more smiles, all the things that as parents, this is what we are looking for, right? Even it goes down to better connection between mom and baby and dad and baby. These are all the signs of a baby shifting into that rest and regulation and thriving state, that brake pedal. Sometimes the journey to get here on the outside is not so easy or not so straightforward, or for our little ones, a complete mess. They end up stuck in stress and tension mode, and their little bodies carry that protection long after the tie is released. But that doesn't have to be the end of the story. Neurologically focused chiropractic care works to release that hidden tension. So feeding improves, sleep restores, digestion regulates, and your baby finally gets to thrive. If you're tired of chasing symptoms and ready to finally get to the foundation, comment ties below and we will send you additional resources and a link to schedule at True North here in Onalaska. You and your baby deserve a root cause care, not just more appointments, not more guesswork. Let's help your baby release that tension, regulate its nervous system, and finally rest. And we can't wait to help you on this journey.